I'm gonna show you how I saved my client $5,000 by doing this one trick with a dealership. If you don't know who I am, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car industry for most of my adult life. I've done sales, I've done finance. Now I negotiate car deals, but enough about me. Let's talk about this deal. I wanna talk about this deal because I feel like this is things that happen to most people when negotiating car deals. And I wanna show you how I overcame it and actually got my client an extra $5,000 in the process. So I have a client right now that just signed up with me about a week ago that was looking at some luxury cars, maybe a Lexus, maybe a Mercedes. We were looking at a few different options. They bought a car 3 months ago, a Hyundai, and let's just say they didn't love it. They had some problems already in service. It only had 3,000 miles on it. It was a brand new 2024. MSRP $40,000. When she went to go trade it in, it looked like the trade-in offers were around $28,000. When I jumped in, I started calling almost every dealership I could. Now, something unique on this deal, because it was so new, Carvana, CarMax, Vroom did not take the car. They had to go through manual transitions, and that can take a while. So as we're waiting, I'm calling multiple different dealerships. I'm calling the dealership she bought it from, everybody else, and everybody's giving me around this $28,000, $29,000 number. And the reason being is Hyundai started some great promotions on their new cars. They're doing low APR, 0%, et cetera, which is making it so nobody wants to buy a used one. And if you buy a used one, you're probably not going to sell it. On top of it, as I say in my videos, Hyundai is starting to discount cars, and as they start to discount cars, the used car market starts to tank. So anyway, I cannot get this car as I start helping her out for any more than about $30,000, about $2,000 higher than the original offer we talked about. So this is trick number one, which is I focus entirely on the trade. Now we are upside down on this car, and I know it, and we need to make some of this negative equity up. So I get dealerships to start saying, hey, before I even negotiate on your car deal, I need top dollar on your trade. And this is when dealerships started to step up. I wasn't even talking numbers on a trade. So I'm having them over allow is what they call, so even above and beyond, so they can have a chance to win our business. And that will be the dealership I start to focus on getting discounts on the car. Now with this, long and short, we went back and forth, ended up getting about $33,000, $34,000 for this car when originally we were getting $28,000. So a $5,000 increase, but it doesn't stop there. We get really focused on a few different cars and a lot of little hiccups along the way. And we end up finding this GLC that we like at the dealership that's giving us $33,000 for the trade. Everything seems to go according to plan. They don't really want to discount it that much, but after going back and forth with all the methods I talk about, I end up getting them to give about a little around a $2,000 discount, which was a win when I know they're over allowing by this car, because I know they probably appraised it at 28. So in reality, we're about a $6,000, $7,000 discount all in. But again, it doesn't stop there. They said for them to make up all the money, because they were losing money on this car deal, the only way they could do this is if we finance with them. Now here's the problem, is we have a decent pre-approval, but we actually want to finance with them. We just kept that in our back pocket. We want to finance with them to get a better rate, and we knew that they had incentivized rates on the GLB, but not the GLC. We already had negotiated if we were going to go with the GLB to get those 4.9 rates, but then when the GLC came in and we decided to change, no incentivized rates. So the dealership started trying to charge outlandish interest rates, 12%, 13%, 14%, and they were standing firm. I went back and forth with these dealerships for about 3 hours. I actually was negotiating while in my workout and literally doing bicep curls, as weird as that sounds, while negotiating this car deal, and I just could not get this dealership to pay cash. They said if we couldn't do that, then they would have to remove some of the discounts off the car, and we would have to maybe do something else. Now, some people make a common mistake to say, hey, you know what, maybe I just tell them we're gonna refinance after. And I know that's an option, but remember, I negotiate car deals for my clients, and I wanna make it as convenient as possible for them. For them to have to do a loan, sign up, wait 30 to 45 days for that payment to go through to do it, refinance, that's a little bit of work that I don't want my clients to go through it. I know I can get this dealership to fold. So because they won't move, and sometimes this happens, I use the next trick, which is patience. I just kind of wait it out. I wait till the next day and I call them up in the morning and I say, hey, I have a dealership 2 hours away that is willing to do this deal. They're willing to do this price, they're willing to do the car, and they're willing to let me finance on my own or beat my rate. So take it or leave it. We're gonna make a decision in 30 minutes, call me back. And I hung up, we talked to it, waited, and when 25 minutes later, he gives me a call back and says, you know what, we'll do the deal, and we'll even beat the finance rate. So win-win all the way around, ended up matching that, doing all that, everything was taken care of, ended up discounting the gap insurance for us. all wins all the way around. So realistically, when you have a tough situation with your trade and you know you're upside down, sometimes it's important to focus on that trade. And after you focus on the trade, then we want to utilize patience and competition to drive the price farther down. We saved this client $7,000 by doing some of these tricks. I want to give you a real life example. I want to see how this kind of video does. So if you guys like this kind of content, I want you to like, follow, subscribe. But thanks and have a great day.